References, research, mood boards, outlines, sketches. Wait, let's go in order. Hello everyone. In this video, I want to talk about the topic of references. I have noticed that many people, including non-beginners, don't fully understand what references are and how to use them. At the end, I've prepared a bonus, so watch carefully and don't skip ahead. What are references? Simply put, references are auxiliary images that artists study before starting their work. These can be photos, GIFs, or works by other artists. GIFs are most commonly used in animation, but they are also incredibly useful for still drawings. They help capture and convey dynamics, emotions, and movements. Artists often use them to study and try out new techniques in their work. A reference isn't just copying a finished image, it's a tool designed to make an artist's life easier. For example, let's say I want to draw a rhinoceros. Yeah, I know what it looks like in general, but I can't remember the details. You see, our brain only remembers the big picture, so I try to draw without any references. Well, what can I say? Yeah, it's a rhino, but something's clearly off. The question is, what? This is where references come in handy. You look at the object from different angles, study its volume, texture, and notice all the little details. After studying the references, give it another shot. Now that's actually a rhinoceros, not a hippo. References help you understand how things are put together. References are a crucial behind-the-scenes component that often goes unnoticed. Drawing isn't just a physical task, it's also a mental exercise. To avoid keeping everything in your head, artists create mood boards before starting their work. What exactly is a mood board? Essentially, it's a collection. It's a canvas filled with reference images that will assist you during your work. To keep things organized, artists typically create separate mood boards for the character, background, and color scheme. Before beginning your work, it's important to nail down your theme and concept. It's crucial to develop this idea as much as possible. This helps streamline the process of finding references and immediately understanding what you want to convey. Let's say you want to draw a chimera. That's great, but you need to consider what mood the piece will convey, how it will look. All of this should be thought out beforehand, not during the creative process. I want to draw a woolly chimera in the forest with mystical blue lighting and mushrooms all over its body. Now that's specific, exactly what we need. So we've settled on the theme and fleshed it out. What's next? Next, we head over to Pinterest to search for suitable reference images. Just drawing it from imagination would be tough, and it'd probably turn out wonky and weird like that rhinoceros we tried before. Everything has a real-life reference. Artists don't just pull things out of thin air, so we need to find one for your chimera. As you collect photos of animals or objects closely related to your future chimera's image for your mood board, you'll start to visualize how to combine it all. Anatomy is crucial because even if you're planning to draw a monster, it'll still have its own skeleton and muscles, maybe a bit warped for style, but they need to be there. Without them, it'd just be a shapeless blob. This is where we turn back to our trusty mood board of cats and dogs. In this work, I used a photograph of a person as a reference for understanding anatomy. Actually, I just turned it upside down. Usually, you open a mood board in a window on top of your canvas. You can place it next to the canvas where you're drawing, or if you have a second monitor, that's even better. There's also a great program called PureF where you can quickly create a mood board and pin it on top of the program you're drawing in. Personally, I usually open references on my phone, as I find it inconvenient to have the mood board blocking my view of the canvas. Now here's a bonus. Hey, for those who've watched till the end, don't skip ahead. I'm about to share some awesome reference sites where you can explore tons of parameters like poses, dynamic and static shots, clothed or nude figures, backgrounds, animals, gender, and much more. I'll leave the links in the description. To sum it up, references aren't just mindless copying. They're about analysis. You can and should use them to achieve a high-quality final result. The end product will be a feast for the eyes and a joy for the soul. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button if you enjoyed it. Wishing you all creative success and inspiring mood boards. Catch you later.